What's up, family? It's your boy Koozie back at you with another hot video. Are you ready to react to some of the world's most creepy and woke TikTok reactions on the internet? If you are and you like these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop some new hot videos just like this. Oh yeah, don't forget, don't believe everything you hear and see in these videos. Don't believe everything that I say in these videos. Always use your own discernment. Always do your own research. Let's get right to it.
What if I told you your dreams aren't really yours? You ever wake up from a dream that felt too real? Some believe our dreams are actually transmissions sent by an unknown force testing different realities. Déjà vu? That's just a dream you already lived. Maybe we're not dreaming at all. Maybe we're remembering. Have you ever had a dream that came true? Drop your craziest one in the comments.
So allegedly, one of Steen's victims, the same one that went on NBC to talk about Steen and the Crown, has 4 days to live after getting in a car accident. What's very weird is I've never heard a car accident that will give you an exact amount of days, especially an amount like 4. You know, you hear weeks or months, you got 3 months, 1 month, you got 2 weeks. I've never heard 4 days. Of course, this is after Steen passed away, right? In the cell, cameras off, he's not here, right? It's not here, but the victims are still getting in car accidents and getting assigned a few days. And TikTok, this is just what the headlines say, what they say, it's allegations. But she had made a post on Instagram, and she said that she got in a car accident and had 4 days to live. She said that. I'll let you hear a little bit of that interview right now.
I was so young. Galen woke me up in the morning and said, "You're going to meet a prince today." I didn't know at that point that I was going to be that prince. And then that night, Prince Andrew came to her house in London. I had to hop in the car with Galen and Jeffrey, and Galen said he's coming back to the house. And I want you to do for him what you do for him.
So what do y'all think about this? I can tell you one thing. This whole situation feels very weird.
Oh no, man, we know one thing for sure. That ain't a coincidence. What's really going on behind closed doors is that they are trying to, silence that girl. And so far it seems like they are, succeeding at their task. Let me know what you think. You think it's a coincidence, or you think it's just, just a freak accident?
So I'm out here at the farm scouting for turkeys. And it's like between 6:55 and 7 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, I'm just gonna take a good video of the sky. It's really pretty, the farm looked really pretty. And as I'm taking this video, the sky done something weird, like it glitched. And I wasn't looking through the phone, like I was scanning the field, but I was like looking at the field, and I seen the sky do it. And I was like, what the world? And I stopped the video, and I went back, and my phone caught it. I don't know what it is. It's weird, for sure. I'll show you guys a video. Check it out. Tell me what you think. It's kind of weird.
Did y'all see that? Oh man. That's freaky. What in the world is going on?
Dear Americans, get yourself together, because here it comes. You gotta know the dominance of these reptilians and skinwalkers and shapeshifters and aliens and demons and Nephilim. It's all coming. Nothing is new. Nothing is in totality. They want us all dead. It's the fight in you. It's the will in you that will keep you. It's the smart in you. So me, as Tokyo Tony, I've told my family, I've told my friends, get your shit together. We all know exactly what's going on out here. We know exactly what's going on. It's going to be every man and woman on their own. think when the power grid goes, what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. A lot of people going to die. First of all, the grocery stores are going to dry up. The other people have no money. If they play with the power, the blackout, and it's winter, you're going to freeze. It's summer, you're going to bake.
Knights Templar were the ones that first established a central bank, central banking system.
Weird connection.
And so what they did was, so say you're coming from France and you're going all the way to Jerusalem. What you could do is with their bank, you would go give all your money to the bank in France, and they would give you a note. And by the time you got to Jerusalem, you could turn in that note and get all your money back. So it was, instead of traveling with all their money and possessions and potentially being robbed and stuff. But then the Pope got involved in it, right?
Yeah.
And so if you have like the Pope and all these people on the sides of the Knights Templar, the history is going to be in favor of whatever the Pope says and whatever. But the Pope, he basically was like pumping all these favors towards the Knights, and like didn't tax them the 10% to the church, but then they were gifted land, estates, businesses. Like their wealth grew hugely within the reign of, it was about 200 years. So 1118, and then they were dissolved in 1312.
Why else you think they was getting rich, man? Shoot, they was his goons. The boss can't get rich if the goons can't get rich too. You know, hey, it's called me casa su casa. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, or whatever. No, I'm just playing.
Justin Bieber got on live and was tweaking out, y'all. I know everybody remember this picture of him walking in public looking like this. Well, he was just on live and he looked like this, but on video form. To me, it sounded like he was previewing music, but that ain't the music everybody accustomed to hearing. This man real live sound like he was faded off of too many drinks of the, you know, or he could have been up there with the kites. Y'all look at the video and y'all let me know. The other live look worse, y'all. Look at this. And then I wonder who he was talking about when he posted, I try to play nicey nicey, whatever that mean. A lot of people try to speculate that he was talking about Selena Gomez. I'm just saying, since Diddy been locked up, this man seemed like he been going through it. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Is this man tweaked out or nah?
Yeah, man. He tweaked out or nah, man. Them goons on the trail.
This might be off topic, but did you know that a dolphin and a human fell in love back in the 1960s? Yeah, during a NASA study of dolphin to human communications, there was a dolphin named Peter and a human named Margaret. Now, Margaret lived inside the facility where this study was being done, so she lived with Peter 24/7. She was around this dolphin. She said that at some point in time during their language experiments, Peter started getting very excited and was very interested in her body. It was going from 6 to midnight often. So she would put him back in the tank with the female dolphins so that he could get his, he could satisfy himself. He didn't like that. He would rage and try to get out of the tank, okay, get back to Margaret. So Margaret said she would put him back in the tank with her, and he would rub himself on her feet or her legs or her hands. And she said that he was kind of hard to work with and do the language experiments when he was excited like that, so she would just let him satisfy himself so they could get back to their work. This study was fucked up. It took a turn when they started giving LSD to Margaret and the dolphins, so NASA pulled their funding. That's a whole nother story, though. Anyways, when NASA pulled funding from it, they had to shut down the project. So Peter and Margaret were separated. 2 weeks after they were separated, Peter went underwater and opened up his blowhole.
What a story. I ain't gonna lie, that was some story. We're gonna have to do more research on Peter and Margaret. That is crazy. Did they ever connect back together? What else happened?
Well, the etymology of the word Vatican means divining serpent, derived from vatis, which means diviner, and can, that word Vatican, the word can, the second part of the word, means serpent. Vatican City and St. Peter's Basilica were built on the ancient pagan site called in Latin Vaticanus Mons or Vaticanus Coeli, which means hill or mountain of prophecy. It goes further in breaking down Vatic, which is connected to the word vatis, and vats, a seer, a prophet, soothsayer, diviner, divination. Soothsayer means to act covertly, to use hidden arts, magic, to practice sorceries, mysteries. Diviner means witchcraft, tells fortunes, bewitched, to consult the spirit of the dead, to practice magic. These were terms in text, and as you go through the book, you find that the actual physical geographical location upon which the Vatican is situated actually was the prophetic geographical site at which these women prophesied, in which their throne is seated.
Just a little something making my own way.
Y'all remember that mysterious plane that went down all of a sudden yesterday? Well, I was over here wondering what notable person was going to be on that plane. Turned out to be U.S. Bancorp's Vice Chair, Terry Dolan. Out of all the people it could ever be on these crashed planes, there's always someone very, very, very notable. Of course, just a coincidence. And completely irrelevant right here. This is their new laser aircraft cube. Real quick, I want to show you a bunch of non-related things. Bancorp is the 5th largest bank in America, so I'm sure you could go ahead and guess all the power they have. I'm sure you saw this one coming, but this company right here is basically the owner. They have no owner, but they're basically the owner. Now, Bancorp, along with the other largest banks of America, owned by the people I just showed you, can trace their lineage back to one place. The Knights Templar. They were the banking elite at that time. And they can trace themselves somewhere too. That's right, they trace back to Babylon. But not just Babylon, Babylon and the men of renown. You know, the human-angel hybrids that were all over the earth, and I believe they're still here. Completely not related, how all these people are always related. And that Tower of Babel, I believe it's them trying to copy something in the north. Something amazing. God's holy mount? A mountain where Satan took Jesus, where you can see all the kingdoms of this earth? I can only think of one place that's possible. Anyways, in the last year, we've seen a lot of passings of people in the financial industry. I do wonder what Terry Dolan's been up to the last few months. I'm sure we'll hear more about it.
TikTok, what up, my people? How y'all doing today? Hey, let's talk about that woke shit. Why do people get so upset about the word woke and the understanding of woke and what woke mean? You know, hey, look. People are just conscious of what's going on in the world. That is what woke is to me. I'm conscious. You understand that? I know about the tax codes. I know how to save money now. I'm woke to that. You know what I'm saying? I know about the job market and the discrimination and things that's happening. I'm woke to that. So you know what? I'm going to start a business. You know, people are just waking up to just the bullshit that's been going on, and they're figuring out life. You know what I'm saying? They understand about the life insurance and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, people woke, this and that. This ain't about, oh, he's smart or he's sharp or nothing. This is just about being conscious about what's going on. It's like a man cheating on you. He cheated on you, and then he left you. And now this time, the second time he coming around, you gonna let him cheat on you again? No, you are woke to that. You are conscious of that. You know what I'm saying? These people over here are hanging motherfuckers over here if you walk around that corner. Oh, well, we know. We woke. We not walking around that corner because we not finna get hung. You know? So forget all of that old woke and trying to make it sound like it's a bad thing. Ain't nothing bad about being conscious about what's happening. You smarter now. You wiser now. It's so many things that we have to, challenges we got to face through life, and we got to be woke about it. We got to be conscious about it. Divorce, half of your shit getting taken away from that, so you better be thinking about that divorce. That child support, hey, a lot of your money gonna get snatched from you because you want to sleep with that woman and think you ain't got to be with her or that child. Boom. Conscious, being woke, understanding, hey, law enforcement ain't too fair in this state or this city. I got to be careful how I move. I might not be wanting to be doing no crazy shit over here because there's a chance that I might lose my life. That's what woke is. Y'all hit me back in the feed, in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about woke and what's y'all feelings on it, and do y'all even care about the term, or do y'all, you know, because some people get so angry about the word woke, and these people shouldn't be woke and this and that. No, we're just aware of what's going on, and we're just trying to create a better life for ourselves. We're just trying to move better, and we're trying to do better things so we can be profitable and do great things in life. Hit me in the chat on your thoughts on that. Have a good one, guys.
In the mysteries, they believe that the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden is a metaphor for the evolution of mankind. Now remember, this is what they believe. That man was being held prisoner in the bonds, the chains of ignorance in the Garden of Eden by an unjust and vindictive and terrible God. He was set free by Lucifer through his agent Satan with the gift of intellect, which was brought to man with fire.
Prometheus.
The story of Prometheus bringing the gift of fire from heaven to mankind is a story of Satan enticing Eve and then Adam through Eve to eat of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. In other words, they believe that the great fall of man was not a fall at all, but was a tremendous gift from Lucifer, who is their God. What does Lucifer represent? The intellect, knowledge. Some man went to that tree when it was burning after it was struck by that lightning, after Lucifer was flung out of heaven by God. In Greek, he was called Prometheus, gave the gift of fire to man. Fire has ever since been the symbol of learning, knowledge, intellect. Why do you think every great book of learning has inside the front cover a lamp with a flame, or a torch? Why do you think after they killed him they put an eternal flame on the grave of John F. Kennedy? It represents the conquering of nature and the universe by the mind, the intellect of man. It represents the apotheosis of humanity, the perfection of the race which they seek. It's important that you understand this because you're going to see this symbology everywhere. How many of you have really been to Dealey Plaza? What did you see there?
At the time we were there, we didn't know to look for the things that we do now.
You didn't see anything, did you? People go there every day, they don't see anything. How many of you knew that the ancient pyramids were never burial chambers? Never. Okay, some of you are up to date. Most of you aren't, but most of you don't know this. They were not burial chambers, they were temples of initiation, in which the candidate was placed in the sarcophagus, suffered a mystical or symbolic death, lay 3 days in the coffin alone, and then was raised by the grip of the lion's paw, given a new name, and sent through the initiation in the passageways of the pyramid. How many of you knew that the sum total of all of the knowledge of the primitive peoples was built into the pyramids to be passed on to the initiates?
There we go.
The mysteries are old. Freemasonry is old. Rosicrucianism is old.
That part though, about the knowledge being passed on, is inside of the pyramids. What you think them hieroglyphics are? Instructions. The whole, all that stuff inside the pyramids. The pyramids is just one book, one big book on the inside, basically.
Hey, and what's going on? Quick question. Can we start acknowledging that slavery never really existed and begin calling it what it was? Surprise war. 1. You don't castrate slaves. Why? Because they can't make you more slaves. 2, you don't separate slaves from their families because now they have no loyalty to you or any reason to remain working for you. 3, do you know who you do castrate and separate from their families? Prisoners of war. In 1492, Christopher Columbus didn't discover anything. He was doing reconnaissance for Spanish, the Portuguese, and the Roman Catholic Church, specifically Pope Alexander VI. Once Christopher Columbus's reconnaissance was complete, Pope Alexander VI declared the papal bull Inter Caetera, which means among other works. The Inter Caetera, or the papal bull in 1493, gave the Portuguese and the Spanish the right to exterminate the aboriginal peoples of the Americas because they were considered savages because they were not Christian faith. This is the doctrine of discovery. See, it says the papal bull Inter Caetera, or among other works, issued by Pope Alexander VI, we'll get back to him in a second, on May 4th, 1493, played a central role in the Spanish conquest of the New World, not discovery. But watch this. The document supported Spain's strategy to ensure its exclusive rights to the land discovered by Columbus the previous year. First of all, Columbus did not discover America. Cristobal Colon is a Cullen who is one of the 1%ers of the world. When you realize that Christopher Columbus's real name is not Christopher Columbus, but Cristobal Colon, aka Cristoforo Cullen, that is the point in history when you realize the Cullen family and the Colon family are the same family. On one hand, the Colon family is a prominent family that everything Colombian is named after, even the District of Columbia that owns the land deed to the corporation that is the United States of America. What? But on the other hand, changing their names as to not be detected throughout history, as is their modus operandi, the Cullen family has now become the Collins bloodline of the 13 families. Each one of these families has a position or purpose inside of their organization. The Cullen family is only called when there is a mass culling necessary. What is a culling, you ask? Cleansing. The reduction of a wild animal or barbarous nation population by selective slaughter. Selective slaughter. So knowing this, why would Pope Alexander VI, the Pope, the holy man of the world, why would he enlist such a sadistic bloodline? Who is Pope Alexander VI? Pope Alexander VI, aka Rodrigo de Borgia, of the Borgia bloodline. Why does that sound familiar? It's not like they changed the face of all history or anything. Where have I heard that name before? Doesn't he have a son named Cesar? Uh-oh. Pope Alexander VI is the father of white Jesus. Lord.
Oh, man, it makes sense. I'm telling you, once you break it down, man, it makes total sense, man. Hey, we've been bamboozled, man. If you don't believe this stuff, man, continue falling for the boo-boo. That's all I'm going to say, man. What I always tell you, it's all about the plot, the ploy, and the play. I mean, it is what it is. Let me know what you think about that down below, man. That was very interesting.
And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat upon him was Death. And hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with the beasts of the earth. Book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 8. There have been many related sequential coincidences all throughout my life, incidents that by themselves would have led nowhere. Statistically, the odds against the same or a related sequence of events happening to one individual are astronomically high. It is this series of incidents that have convinced me that God has had a hand in my life. I do not believe in fate. I do not believe in accidents. I cannot and will not accept the theory that long sequences of unrelated accidents determine world events. It is inconceivable that those with power and wealth would not band together with a common bond, a common interest, and a long-range plan to decide and direct the future of the world. For those with the resources to do otherwise would be totally irresponsible. I know that I would be the first to organize a conspiracy to control the outcome of the future if I were such a person and a conspiracy did not yet exist. I would do it in an attempt to ensure the survival of the principles in which I believe, the survival of my family, my survival and the survival of the human race, if for no other reason. I believe, therefore, that a grand game of chess is being played on a level that we can barely imagine, and we are the pawns. Pawns are valuable only under certain circumstances and are frequently sacrificed to gain an advantage. Anyone who has studied military strategy is familiar with the concept of sacrifice. Those who have seriously studied history have probably discovered the real reason we go to war on a regularly scheduled basis. My research has shown, at this point, that the future laid out for us may be just about impossible to change. I do not agree with the means by which the powerful few have chosen for us to reach the end. I do not agree that the end is where we should end at all. But unless we can wake the people from their sleep, nothing short of civil war will stop the planned outcome. I base that statement not on defeatism, but on the apathy of the majority of the American people. 25 years ago, I would have believed otherwise, but 25 years ago, I was also sound asleep. We have been taught lies. Reality is not at all what we perceive it to be. We cannot survive any longer by hanging on to the falsehoods of the past. Reality must be discerned at all costs if we are to be a part of the future. Truth must prevail in all instances, no matter who it hurts or helps, if we are to continue to live upon this earth. At this point, what we want may no longer matter. It is what we must do to ensure our survival that counts. The old way is in the certain process of destruction, and a new world order is beating down the door.
Man.
I fear for the little ones, the innocent, who are already paying for our mistakes. There exists a great army of occupationally orphaned children. They are attending government-controlled daycare centers. There are latchkey kids who are running wild in the streets, and the lopsided, emotionally wounded children of single welfare mothers, born only for the sake of more money in the monthly check. Open your eyes and look at them, for they are the future. In them I see the sure and certain destruction of this once proud nation. In their vacant eyes, I see the death of freedom. They carry with them a great emptiness, and someone will surely pay a great price for their suffering. If we do not act in concert with each other and ensure that the future becomes what we need it to be, then we will surely deserve whatever fate awaits us. I believe with all my heart that God put me in places and in positions throughout my life so that I would be able to deliver this warning to His people. I pray that I have been worthy and that I have done my job.
Big facts, man. That's a message that everybody needs to hear around the world. Y'all, don't forget to share this video. Share this video, man. Share all the videos, man, that y'all watch like this, man. But don't forget to share this one, man. People need to hear the message. You know, it's not about the messenger. It's about the message in these videos, man. Some of these clips, man, are just put together around certain clips that have a strong message. That's it. Y'all, man, it's getting wicked out here, man. It's been wicked, but it's getting even more wicked, man. Like you said, man, I'm worried about the little ones, man. The future, their future and what they're going to have to go through, like he said, from the mistakes that we made. It's going to be bad, man. That's why we got to prepare and train our kids to be prepared for the future, man. You know, we don't know everything that's going to happen, but if we kind of have some ideas. I mean, you kind of got to prepare them to be, you got to kind of prepare them to be ready for almost anything and everything, man, and to question everything and don't fall for the boo-boo, man. That's one thing for sure.
John F. Kennedy was short-circuiting the New World Order. He had ordered the printing of constitutional money, United States notes, which would have destroyed the Federal Reserve, which is not an agency of the United States government. It's a private corporation owned and operated by the world bankers, controlled by the Illuminati. And its purpose was to destroy the middle class in this country and thus our economy. You see it unfolding now. you are seeing, and I predicted this well in advance, you are seeing the destruction of the economy of the United States. And it will continue. It will not get better. Downhill from here on out. Unless we nationalize the Federal Reserve, lock up the criminals who own it, cancel the debt, which will then bankrupt the Illuminati, which is exactly what we ought to do, print constitutional money, which cannot be usurped, which cannot lead to our destruction, and go back to what we're supposed to do, and quit contracting for benefits. We're escaping from the laws of nature, and there's a terrible consequence for that. You can't contract for somebody else to keep you alive. You have to be responsible within your life to keep yourself alive. And if you can't do it, then you have to die. That's the law of nature.
Title of your book, Behold a Pale Horse. What significance does that have? What are you saying with this title?
This title is from the book of Revelations, because I have to tell you this, and you may think I'm nuts if you want to, but this is the truth. Either these men are following the book of Revelation, the book of Revelation as it is in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
They're either following it, just like a plan, and bringing the prophecies in there to pass, to manipulate and control those who believe in those prophecies and neutralize them, so to speak. In other words, if this is written in the Bible and God has ordained it, who am I to resist? It must come to pass, so I'm not going to try to stop it.
Okay.
What a perfect way to neutralize the opposition right off the bat. Or there really is a God, and what he said was going to come to pass is coming to pass. AIDS is an invention of man. It is not a natural disease, and it has been implemented and placed into the population as a population control. And when they did it, they had the cure before they did it. Mm-hmm. And when they deem that enough people have died or been killed, they will say, we have a cure for AIDS. And everybody will be called to report to some place to get an inoculation, which is going to do two things. One, it's going to stop AIDS in its tracks, and number two, it's going to implant a device which will be able to be used to track each individual person, and maybe even to control those people.
Yeah.
And that's what the pet implant program is all about. It's not about finding lost pets. They don't give a damn about pets, and they would never put a satellite in orbit to find a lost pet, but yet there's a satellite up there that they're using to find pets that have been implanted with these devices. They're testing this program on pets that's going to be used in human beings. Mm-hmm. And in the Los Angeles Times in 1989, they ran an article. It was 10 forecasts for the coming decade, was the title of the article. I have a copy of it in my research center. And number 5, I believe it was number 5, in those 10 forecasts for the coming decade was chemical or electronic implants to control individual behavior on a 24-hour basis, unquote. So it's not hidden at all. It's there for anybody who wants to look.
You heard that, man? All you got to do is look, find it, do the research. It's a must, man. Don't fall for the boo-boo. Don't be out here believing any and everything people be saying just because they look smart, say it sounds smart. You know what I'm saying? Go do your own research. Use your own discernment. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm just trying to teach you how to think. That's it. Y'all go down right now to the video description, hit the link to the website, and go get y'all some Don't Fall for the Boo-Boo, man. T-shirts, hoodies, and whatever else you're looking for. And we also have the 3 Ps. It's all about the plot, deploy, and the play. T-shirts out right now, all different colors. We got colorways for days on all the merch. And we also have the Rare Breed Crew merch out right now. Go get your tees now, man. I'm telling you, before they all gone.
What do you think about aliens?
I don't think there are any. At one time, I thought that there were, simply based upon documents that I'd seen while I was attached to the intelligence briefing team, the Commander-in-Chief of the Pacific Fleet. At that time, and even for many years afterwards, I did not believe that the government would use me in that way. There was no doubt of my loyalty to my country, And maybe that's why it was so easy to use me, because I wouldn't doubt that what I saw was real. But over the years, I've done a lot of research. And what I've discovered is there's no proof existing anywhere that extraterrestrials are real, or that have ever visited this planet, or that they exist anywhere in the universe. There is not one shred of evidence anywhere. There is lots of evidence, tons of it in fact, that there are a group of people who want us to believe in some extraterrestrial threat from space so that they can cause a world government, bringing together of all the people to resist that external threat. And the first time that I saw any reference to that, I was reading some papers from the Carnegie Endowment Fund, and there was a record of a speech. It was a dinner for Viscount Ishii of the Japanese delegation, the Japanese imperial delegation, in 1917. And John Dewey was one of the speakers. And the first sentence out of his mouth, as I was reading this, I almost fell out of my chair, because this was in 1917, and he said the best way to cause all the people of the world to come together in one world government and end war forever would be if we were attacked by some other species from some other planet. And boy, that just clicked with me, and I knew that that this is just another scam. This is the age of deception. There's no doubt about it. And then 8 times during Reagan's administration, he inserted almost the exact same phrase into 8 of his speeches. It's a scam. That's what I can tell you. What they call UFOs, these craft that fly around the sky, are real. But they're not piloted by some little green guy from some other planet. They're owned and operated by the United States of America for one, the Soviet Union for another, probably.
Guys, this all is alleged. Don't forget that, y'all. This whole video, all these videos is alleged. It's allegedly what he means after that. Like I say, do your own research. Use your own discernment. I'm not here to tell you what's real or fake. You know what I'm saying? I got to say that so the videos don't get taken down.
Great Britain, Canada. I think the first really operable ones were probably manufactured in Western Canada, in the wilderness, in a place especially built to create those machines, like we created the Manhattan Project, and the same kind of secrecy surrounded it. So the technology is real. It's been kept secret, and it's been used to promote this concept that there's an alien threat to this earth. It's just an incredible deception. And I'm just amazed that people have fallen for it in the manner that they have, in the absence of any proof whatsoever. I mean, they cite hearsay as proof.
Well, what about all of the alien abductions?
They're not abductions. They're the results of a tremendously successful and very sophisticated mind control operation, all of which has been in development. Well, they started working on those kinds of things since before World War II. But they have perfected them. On my website, I have a patent of a machine that can read your brain waves, can recombine them in a computer and send them back to you and make you think things happened that never happened. I mean, you can't get a patent for something like that unless it really works. You have to prove it to the patent office. It works. A patent was issued. Also, the congressional investigations into the intelligence community has revealed the existence of these programs, and there's no secret about it. It's documented. But that's what it is. It's not extraterrestrials coming down. The human body cannot pass through walls or roofs, or through windows that are closed. This is all the product of the imagination and people's willingness to believe something because they want it to be true. I don't know why they would want it to be true. You see, because if it were true, these are not friendly aliens. They're doing some terrible things to people. If I were to kidnap somebody, pass them up through the roof, and take them somewhere, and perform operations on them, and take samples of semen and ova from their reproductive organs, and plant thoughts in their mind, and all this kind of stuff, and then bring them back, guess where I'd be right now? In prison. It's kidnapping. It's criminal. It's a terrible thing. So there's a morbid sense about all this too. Is that people want to be hurt for some reason. I don't understand that. that certainly is something that somebody needs to look at. Why do people feel that this needs to be real? What in them says I want to be abducted and abused and kidnapped and all of this stuff against my will?
No, for real.
Because they take some kind of satisfaction that this has happened.
Man, what you think about that? Is he a psyop or is he telling, just all facts? He telling the truth? Let me know. I want to know what y'all thinking. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button, share, hit subscribe button if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed. All my new subscribers, man, I'm getting tongue twisted. I appreciate all y'all, man, and all my day one subscribers. Y'all already know the energy. Y'all know the vibes. It's all love, baby. Catch me in the next video. It's your boy Coolzy. I'm out. Holla.